All right, here with reaction, fresh off the debate stage, the Republican nominee for mayor of New York City, Curtis Lee, was there. You look good without the hat, although I'm kind of used to the hat. First, I have to comment, maybe the single worst formatted, moderated debate in the history of debates. You have 30 seconds. Okay, I want to respond. The moderators were infuriated. It had to be infuriating to you, was it?
It was, but Sean, I was able to get in my points. I could not believe that both these guys, who, as you know, combined are not tougher than me, think they can pump up their testosterone and take on the most powerful man in the world, President Donald Trump. That's not the way you deal with Trump and the administration. You sit down, you negotiate, you try to save some of the money that we desperately need in New York City. But no, you're not going to win the battle against Donald Trump. Both these guys are so desperate to fight Donald Trump, and the people of New York City are going to suffer as a result of that. And I took the position of, look, President is going to do what he feels he has to do in the best interest of the country. I, as the mayor, have to support the people of New York. That's when you negotiate. That's when you see, what can I do, Mr. President, to make this easier for the people of New York City?
If you go back and you remember Castro in early interviews, and David Asman has hit on this, and Castro was smiling and friendly. Oh, I'm not a Marxist. I'm not a socialist. And then what did he do? The crackdown began. The oppression began. And I look at Mamdani smiling, and it's so fake, and he's such a fraud. I wonder if the people of New York City will see through that.
Sean, remember the song by Sade in 1984, Smooth Operator? Oh, he's smooth.
Yeah, I do.
And he learned from the best, Barack Obama. He probably watched film after film after film. And what I describe him as, so people understand, because he is affable, nobody really knows him. A year ago, his own neighbors didn't know who Zohran Mamdani was. Now he's either infamous or famous, depending on your political ideology. He's Bill de Blasio on steroids. What that means is, by the time Bill de Blasio took a wrecking ball in New York City, especially after the summer of George Floyd, where he had the police actually bend the knee to Black Lives Matter, actually retreat instead of go out there and take back the streets, you understand that this Zohran Mamdani is a twin of Bill de Blasio. The left hated him, the right hated him. That's what I have to do. Look, I'm Rudy Giuliani 2.0. I proved that tonight in that debate. I was a law and order candidate. And Andrew Cuomo, his time has come and gone. If he had done a halfway decent job as governor, there would have never been room for Zohran Mamdani. If Eric Adams had been a halfway decent Democratic mayor, it would have been round two again, Curtis Lee versus Eric Adams, and he would have had a distinct advantage. But the Democrats have turned their party over to the socialists. Sean, we are the only answer. We were the answer to save New York back when Rudy Giuliani was elected mayor and George Pataki governor. And I promise your audience, when I'm elected the next mayor of New York as a Republican, I'm paving the way for Elise Stefanik, the great congresswoman of New York, to take out Kathy Hochul. And then we can bring sanity, peace. We can actually eliminate the corruption and the chaos that has plagued the city of New York and the state of New York, like Giuliani and Pataki did back in '93 and '94.
All right. And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
All you got to do is go to sliwa4nyc.com. That's sliwa4nyc.com. Hey, I delivered a good knockout punch for all Republicans across the country. Help me save New York City so that New Yorkers don't flee to your states and then they become purple and, God forbid, blue.
No, they can stay. They can keep the liberal policies. But for the sake of you and Mark Simone and my friends in New York, I do hope you win this race. Curtis, thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, earlier tonight. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.